example, we're going to focus on domain and range and determine whether these relationships are functions or non-functions based on a vertical line test. So starting with A, the domain of A, okay, let's zoom in a bit, it's going to be from negative, looks like -7. Domain is X, and it's going to start at -7. And it's going to take on values all the way to +7. And since it is continuous, we're going to say that X is element of real numbers. And then the range, we'll do the same. Y is from 0 to 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it's continuous, so we're going to say that Y is an element of real numbers as well. And based on our vertical line test, if I do my vertical line test, there is nowhere where it crosses that line twice. So based on a vertical line test, this is a function. Okay. What about this one here? Okay, the domain of this function, this relationship, the domain is going to be from this point to the left. So I'm going to establish my variable, and I know that X is going to be less than or equal to -4. It's also going to be greater than or equal to, let's assume that that's going to be right on the dot there. X is going to be greater than or equal to +4, and since it is continuous, we're going to say that X is an element of real numbers. Okay, so there's my domain for X. My range, it looks like it goes from 0 all the way to infinity, 0 down to infinity on both sides. So our range is going to be that Y can take on any value. So Y is going to be, basically, we're just going to say that Y is all real numbers and it's continuous. Moving on to our function tests, if I draw a vertical line, I have two places that cross. So this does not pass our vertical line test, so this is not a function. It is a relation. Okay, and this is something that we call a quadratic relation that we deal with in grade 12. Here, our domain, the domain for this function, okay, is going to be our X. And since this goes all the way that way and keeps on continuing both ways, it looks like X can take on all real values. And then for the range, the same thing. Well, it's going to keep on going down for infinitely. It's going to go up infinitely. So Y can take on all real values as well. And then when we test it with our vertical line test, yeah, it does not pass our vertical line test. So this is not a function. And then lastly, this one here, it looks like there's an asymptote along here. So it looks like it's going along and not going to touch the y-axis. So when we talk about the domain then, so the domain still is our x variable, and it looks like it's going to take on values bigger than 0. Now, since it's an asymptote, it probably doesn't touch 0, so we're just going to leave it as greater than 0. And to show that it is continuous, we say that x is all real numbers. For the range, well, y is going to go all the way to negative infinity, and it looks like it keeps on going up to positive infinity, so y is just going to take on all numbers, so we just say that y is all real numbers. As for the function test, when I draw my vertical line test, there's nowhere on this graph that it passes through that blue line twice. So it passes our vertical line test, so it is a function. Okay, this one is a function.